What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video I'll be showing you how to bake sorrel cake Toya's kitchen edition. So guys, let's get started. So here are the ingredients that I'll be using. Over here I have some salt, some baking powder, nutmeg, mixed spice, cardamom and cinnamon. And over here I have some all-purpose flour, some brown sugar, some eggs, some softened butter, and of course my pureed sorrel mixed with a little bit of pureed fruits. So this is how I prepare my sorrel puree. So here I have dried sorrel and I'm just gonna remove it from the pack, rinse it off because you know you want to rinse all those impurities lining it, and I'm gonna move the hard parts like the stems and all of that, and I'm just gonna give this a quick rinse. Now in a saucepan, here I have some orange peel and cinnamon leaf, and to this I'm going to add about a quarter cup of sugar because the sorrel is really tart and we want to balance it out by adding a little bit of sugar because we're going to add more sugar from the rest of the mixture, but it can be really tart, so you want to make sure you add some sugar. I'm just going to mix this around and ensure that the sugar is dissolved. Bring this to a boil and then pour it all over my dried sorrel. And guys, I did leave this in overnight, but if you are pressed for time you could just leave this to soak for a couple of hours and then puree, but I had enough time so I left this overnight, not by choice, but yeah, I left it overnight. Now it's the next day and it's time to puree my sorrel. I'm just going to remove the peels and the cinnamon leaf from the sorrel. You could leave the orange peels in if you like, it adds more flavor, but I want to remove mine because I think I have infused enough in it. So I'm just going to remove my orange peel and then I'm going to puree the sorrel. And guys, you want to make sure that you puree this well. You want it nice and smooth. Now that my sorrel is nice and pureed, I went ahead and did this in 2 batches so it could puree a little bit better. And there you have it. My sorrel puree is nice and ready, and you could just store this in an airtight container in your refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Now it's time to get baking. So here I'll be making a ½ pound cake. So here I have 2 sticks of butter. This is equal to ½ pound. So everything I'm using here is equal to a ½ pound. I will leave the full measurement down in the description for this size or this amount of batter or this size cake. So I'm just going to puree my butter and sugar until nice and fluffy. Now guys, I went ahead and used my hand mixer instead of my stand mixer, and that wasn't such a good idea. So if you have a stand mixer, go ahead and use it. Even though the hand mixer is moving, you got to do a little bit of work too. So yeah, if you have your stand mixer, pull it out. Now you want to make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl occasionally to ensure that everything is being incorporated evenly. So now that my sugar is nice and fluffy, I'm going to incorporate my eggs one at a time. Now, as I said before, this is a half a pound cake, so I'm using half a pound of eggs as well. So most people would say, okay, let's use 6 eggs. No, 4 eggs gave me half a pound. So yes, I'm working precisely, guys. But of course, you could use 6 eggs if you like. Now that my eggs are nicely incorporated, I'm going to go in with my sorrel puree. So here I have some sorrel puree with about a 1/4 cup of fruit puree. You want to make sure that you have more sorrel puree than fruit puree, or else you'll end up with a darker cake. And if you want a more vibrant cake, you go ahead and add more sorrel. And this sorrel cake recipe has no food coloring, guys. So whatever color you see me achieve here is just from by using the sorrel. Here I just add some vanilla extract, and here you could use your almond essence and all of that. Spice it up the way you like it. Now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to combine all my spices into my flour and give this a good whisk to ensure that the spices and the leavening agent is distributed evenly throughout the flour. And I'm just going to fold this in small amount until everything is fully incorporated. We don't want to mix here. We want to cut and fold until everything is fully incorporated. If you mix on high, you will develop the gluten in the flour, and your cake will be dense and sticky and taste like I don't know, pudding. But we don't want that texture. So you just want to cut and fold until everything is fully incorporated. Now that our butter is nice and fully incorporated, we're just gonna grease our pan, and I'm using this 8-inch pan. I did got 2 out of this batter, so I'm just gonna pour it in, and we're gonna bake in a 250-degree oven until the cake is fully baked. You want to bake the cake low and slow, and I also baked this cake with some water in the oven, so it was steaming and baking at a low temperature. Now I'm just going to smooth the top, level it off, and give it a good shake on the counter to ensure that all those air pockets are filled. And 1 hour later, this is what our cake been looking like. And guys, I went ahead and spritz some sorrel wine up on top of this while it was still hot. I did forget to film that part, but yes, I did spritz some sorrel wine over the top of this. And that's it, beautiful people. There you have it, my version of a sorrel cake. If you have reached this far in the video and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscription button, and welcome to Toya's Kitchen team. So guys, this is what my cake be looking like. It was soft, moist, and delicious. That's it, beautiful people. I thank you so much for watching. Until then, I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.